Greetings, Perspective Raptors. My name is Nimal Patel, and I am the incredibly proud principal at Roberta Road Middle School, where we work hard, grow together, and change the world. In the next few minutes, I'm incredibly excited to talk to you about our wonderful Mandarin program. Stay tuned for the next few minutes as we go over program highlights and walk through the benefits of being in this program in the middle grades in preparation for high school and the world beyond. Thanks so much for listening. The Dual Language Immersion Program at Roberta Road Middle School. First, we're going to start with a who's who in the Mandarin world at Roberta. Of course, my name is Nimal Patel. I am the principal at Roberta Road Middle School, and I'm supported by Mrs. Taylor Harrington, who is our phenomenal assistant principal who oversees 6th grade and the Mandarin Dual Language Immersion Program, along with the Spanish Dual Language Immersion Program. We have the support in Cabarrus County Schools of Allison Whitaker, who is the Program Choice Coordinator for our school district. Outside of our school district, we have the support of Miss Judy, who is our partner with Participate Learning. She serves as the program manager and frequently visits our school to give our teachers feedback and to help make sure that we are heading in the right direction with our overall programming within the Chinese program. Certainly, nothing happens without the hard work of our phenomenal teachers here at Roberta, Miss Tan and Miss Chang. Let's take a brief pause to hear from them.
Hi, my name is Miss Millie Chang. I am the 7th and 8th grade social studies teacher. I also teach 8th grade Mandarin class. We hope to see you here at Roberta Road Middle School. We hope you continue learning Chinese language and embrace Chinese culture. We hope to see you in 6th grade.
Hi, I'm Ms. Tan. I'm another Chinese teacher here. We are so excited to welcome you to join us. Our community is so supportive, fun, and we hope we can learn and grow together so we will experience the authentic Chinese culture as well and have fun together.
Now let's talk about the DLI path to middle school. Whether you attended Cox Mill Elementary or Harrisburg Elementary, all roads lead to Roberta Road Middle School. We are proudly the dual language immersion school in terms of middle schools here in Cabarrus County Schools. At our school, we have our general program. We also house the Spanish dual language immersion program and the Mandarin dual language immersion program. On this next slide, you'll see information about how the program shifts from elementary school to middle school and then again into high school. Elementary school has a strong focus on language acquisition and self-expression, with a focus also on instruction within content areas. And we keep that focus of instruction within content areas, but we add grammatical accuracy, we add new and more specific vocabulary acquisition, and we also focus on reading and writing in order to practice and maintain the language acquisition skills that were built during the elementary years within the program. In terms of middle school, what you'll see here is that we have one immersion core course, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here shortly. And our students also take QQH, which is their encore offering of the program, where they focus on those language acquisition skills, they focus on that grammatical accuracy, and they also learn more about the Chinese culture. At the bottom of the 7th grade and 8th grade images here, you'll also notice that our students have the opportunity to earn a high school credit once they conclude the program in 7th grade and again in 8th grade. So what that means is that our kids have an opportunity of walking away from the program having earned 2 high school credits. So a little bit of information about how our program is structured here at Roberta. All students take core classes, language arts, math, science, and social studies. Health and PE is a requirement for all students in middle school. Our students choose their encore class, so unlike in elementary school where oftentimes students are told which encore or elective classes they will be taking, sometimes called specials, our students actually get to choose. They get to choose from CTE, arts, and the QQH offering is a requirement along with health and PE. In addition to all of that, we also have an intervention block, which is called roar time. And that time can be used very differently depending on every individual student's needs. Specific to the Mandarin program here at Roberta, one core class is offered in the target language, and that class is social studies. So every student in the Mandarin program in grades 6, 7, and 8 at Roberta Road Middle School will take their social studies class entirely in Chinese. The literacy and culture class that's a part of the elective course options is QQH for middle school. That class is offered every other day for 90 minutes, and that again is where our kids will pick up their language skills, they'll hone those grammatical skills, and they'll also learn more about the Chinese culture. So let's talk a little bit about high school and beyond, just to really put a stamp on the true value of this program and participating through the middle school years. So at the end of the 8th grade year, all students in a language program take the stamp assessment. The stamp assessment, along with any district-created test or teacher-created test and the foreign language teacher recommendation, can all help determine placement for high school courses. So it's important to note, earlier we talked about those 2 high school credits that will follow students into high school. Those credits are simply marked as credits earned on the high school transcript. They do not carry any value in terms of quality points that will impact a child's GPA in high school. Here is a sample of 4 different pathways that a student might engage with in high school. Depending on where the student places on that 8th grade stamp assessment, a student has a different entry point into the 9th grade Chinese curriculum. And so you'll see several different options here that are listed out and several different options and opportunities for what it could look like for a student in 9th grade, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So why all this conversation about high school? What's the big deal? Well, there's 3 buckets here that we're going to talk about. First, there is no North Carolina or Cabarrus County Schools graduation requirement for foreign language at this time. The foreign language credits that are earned count towards elective courses in terms of the high school transcript. However, when we look at college readiness and competitiveness, we notice that colleges and universities really want to see students who have taken foreign language courses and excelled in those courses. We typically see that 3 to 4 foreign language courses in high school are the preference for colleges and universities. So staying in the program through the middle grades years will help build a solid foundation that will ultimately lead to success in these advanced high school courses. Next, we're going to take a moment just to talk about the North Carolina Seal of Biliteracy. There are very few programs that offer this special seal that students can earn on their high school diploma. The Seal of Biliteracy happens to be one of those, and it ties into Mandarin instruction or language instruction in any specific language. You'll notice here on this graphic that earning this Seal of Biliteracy is split into 2 different areas. One on the left is world language completion and success, and on the right side, English language arts in high school as well. So there are some GPA requirements and some things that students must maneuver, but ultimately, if you're successful with the criteria between world languages and English language arts, a student has the opportunity to earn this very special Seal of Biliteracy that will be affixed to the child's diploma and ultimately will tell everybody that the child is very prepared for life in a global world and a global economy. So let's talk briefly about what comes next if you are interested in the program here at Roberta. First, of course, you can visit the Program Choice website for more information. By December 14th, all parents of rising 6th graders that would like to stay in the program must apply for a seat within the program. After February 2nd, those seats will be confirmed, and if your child is provided a seat within the program, parents do need to accept that seat once it is offered in order to confirm acceptance into the program and all of the things that come with becoming a Raptor from that point forward. If you have any questions specific to the program choice process, you can always reach out to Crystal Hall or Allison Whitaker. Their email addresses appear here on this slide, and towards the bottom of the slide, you can see the direct website link for where you can go to access the program choice application. We encourage you to submit that application as early as possible, just so that we have an accurate count of the number of families that are interested in that program, and so that you can make sure that everything has been submitted correctly before the deadline that is approaching very soon. So before we bid you adieu, we would be remiss if we didn't offer you the student perspective. The last segment of this information is to give you a little bit of insight as to how our students feel about the program and what their key takeaways have been as they have matriculated from 5th grade into 6th, into 7th, and into 8th grade. So as we bid you farewell, please enjoy these kind words from our students.
Throughout the middle school duration of the DLI program, we've done a bunch of fun projects. In 8th grade, we did a North Carolina sculpture project. In 7th grade, we did a board game project of the Cold War. That was really fun. And in 6th grade, we did kites for Chinese New Year, and we went outside and tested them. And during Chinese New Year and the Mid-Autumn Festival, we also bring food. This year, we made Oreo mooncakes, and last year, a bunch of us brought sticky rice and dumplings, and that was really fun. But what I also like is rather than our classes being really boring, our teachers make it fun. That's why Mandarin is my favorite class of the day.
A day in the life of a Mandarin DLI student is filled with tons of fun learning experiences, from taking notes to fun projects. Our Mandarin teachers come up with tons of ways to keep us motivated to keep doing our work. They help us understand even the hardest of topics in social studies and Chinese. That's why I'm so confident in taking my STEM test, and I'm sure my peers are too.
Some people may wonder, what's the difference about Mandarin DLI in middle school versus elementary school? Well, I'm here to let you know. One of the main differences is that in elementary school, our main teacher for all subjects except for English teaches us Chinese for math, science, social studies, and Chinese, obviously. The difference is in middle school, we only learn Chinese in 2 classes, social studies and Chinese. Now that may seem like a really big difference, but in other cases, it's still just as fun and just as enjoyable, and we still learn just as much.